the group, and we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Let's get focused for the day. Let's do some breathing. So find your balance. Find a comfortable, balanced position. Let me just make sure everybody's in Zoom. And let's just take a moment just to do a little bit of shaking. So we'll start off just loosening, getting the body nice and loose, releasing any particular areas of tightness or tension, particularly shoulders, upper back. So see if you can just let those shoulders go, let those shoulders loosen up a little bit. If you're comfortable, tap your heels into the floor. If not, just bounce up and down. Whatever feels good for you first thing in the morning, or maybe you've been out running or doing some yoga or something, so you might want to shake a little bit more vigorously. But what feels good for you at this moment? Just breathing naturally. And when I say naturally, I mean just allow the breath to be as it feels comfortable. So we're not doing any particular breathing pattern or breathing any particular volume. Just allow the breath to intuitively breathe, the body to intuitively breathe how it wants to. But the only thing I would say is if it's comfortable, in and out through the nose. So jaw relaxed, face muscles relaxed. And as always, a smile is quite nice, just to open up the airways, open up the face a little bit. And then just slow it down. Slow it down and just stand, go about hip width apart. Just take a moment to even just after that little bit of shaking, a couple of minutes of shaking there, just to feel that vibration or that tingling through the body, maybe through the legs, through the arms. Just give yourself a moment. I'm just going to let some latecomers in the Zoom. And then step out a little bit, so about shoulder width, palms facing upwards, relaxing the shoulders down, and then just a little bit of bend in the knees, just let the arms drop. So completely just let the arms go. There's a lot of late people this morning. Arms up. So rotating the shoulders, opening the shoulders up, and then just let go and drop. And one more time. Arms up. And then let go and drop. And now arms up, palms facing upwards. Let's do it in slow motion first. So this is releasing any tightness and tension again. Slow motion, one arm swings across the body as you dip. Other arm swings behind the body. And then you come up and palms face up. And then we'll go in the other direction. I'll do it in slow motion. One arm swings across the front. You look in the direction of the front arm swinging. Other arm swings across the back. Then come back up. And then we're going to do it quickly with a little double bounce. So you swing, 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 swing. Good. Now just watch, I'm just watching a few of you on Zoom, watch the spine position, because what I'm seeing a couple of you on Zoom is you're swinging and dropping forwards. So I want you to drop, you're literally just dropping the upper body, you're dropping the torso. So it's almost like the hips drop, So you're doing this and rotating the spine rather than dropping forwards. So you're keeping that spine still tall. You're almost like just doing a little squat and rotating the spine. So you might not be able to get as far, but drop and rotate. Because the idea is that we're rotating the spine and clearing again any tightness or tension in the shoulders. I got a little crack then in my lower back, in a good way, not in a bad way. And then slow it down. Slow it down. Now we'll add some breath work with that. So as we swing, we breathe out and we breathe out through the mouth. So we just release any tightness and tension. Now again, when we're breathing out through the mouth, it's not a you're not forcing through the throat. So almost think of the breath coming from down here. So you just allow the breath out. If you start to get a little bit dizzy, then you just stop there. It's just the point that you stop there. So a couple more. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then slow it down. Slow it down. Good. Slow it down. Nice. Shake out again if you need a little bit of a shake. And then come to stand. Pop one hand on your lower abdomen, just below the belly button. The other hand on the chest here. Now just let the breath settle, because we've just done a little bit of movement, so the breath will be a little bit quicker. So just let that breath settle. And now just notice the movement, how these areas here respond to your natural breathing. So first of all, we're just noticing. So maybe you notice a little bit of a wave that you feel as you breathe in. The belly down here responds just by moving out forwards a little bit. Not a lot, so we're not actually physically doing anything with these muscles here, but just feel belly rise a little bit. And then it follows through that you're then lifting and opening the chest a little bit here. So it's a very subtle wave. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. So shoulders heavy and relaxed. And if we can be really subtle about it, this is something that we were working on at the breathing workshop last Saturday, is the head actually joins in with the wave. So as you're breathing in, when you get to the point, when you get to almost like to the top of that wave, rather than the head dropping back, that's a really nice place just to gently lift from the crown of the head. So it's almost like the head balances on top of the spine. If the head's here, you can't get a wave. Can't feel the wave, everything's blocked here. So I really want you to explore the subtleties of this balanced head balance, spine, and that wave. So we're going first of all belly, and then you feel the ribs and the chest, and then crown just balancing on the top, and then everything softens. When it softens, you still feel tall. So you breathe in, so feel belly, ribs and chest, crown. And then as you breathe out, everything softens, but you still keep tall through the crown. You can also explore what happens if you move your center of gravity, your lower center of gravity, forwards and backwards. So find that sweet spot. So belly, ribs and chest, and then crown of the head, and then soften. Just let the breath flow out naturally. Belly, ribs and chest, crown, good, and then just take a little rest there. So that's just following the breath, just allowing the breath to be natural. So not changing anything, but just bringing awareness to what happens when you've created that space within the body, to what moves and what adjusts naturally as you breathe in. Now, if we exaggerate that movement, we can do some fuller breaths with it. We can do our spinal cord or that cat-cow breathing. So in that one, you take your feet a little bit wider apart. The foot position is just so you feel solid, you feel confident and based, grounded on that stance. But we give a little bit of bend in our knees. Remember, we're just literally tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. We're not coming up and down on this one. Arms up, so we're doing our spine breathing. You're breathing in through the nose and breathing out. And in and out. And in and out. And in and out. And in and out. Let's do two more. And then rest there. And shake out if you need to shake out. When we coordinate the breath with a movement, there's a couple of ways you can do it. So then when I'm doing it in and out, I'm just keeping it nice and calm. So I'm not actually thinking I'm breathing a fuller volume. I'm just slowing the breath with the movement. So I'm just breathing easy in and out through the nose. So again, it's allowing your body to breathe intuitively. How much air do I need? But the control of the breath is just the length of the breath, because I'm breathing in and then I'm breathing out. If when you're doing that, you start to feel as if you're running out of air or you can't control the breath to that speed, then just breathe comfortably, just breathe naturally. What you can also do is we can take a fuller breath with that move. Or with any of these movements that we do. But if we take a fuller breath, we deliberately breathe more air in and more air out. So let's just have a little explore with that. So a fuller breath in through the nose and then blow out through the mouth. Almost like squeezing all the air out. And then breathe in and out. And you can most probably do this slower because you're breathing more air in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Really, almost like squeeze all the air out now. And then breathe in. And breathe out. And then rest there. So there's 2 different breath works that you can do with that type of movement. So if you start on that one where you're breathing more air in, more air out, if you start to feel dizzy, then you just stop, because what we don't want to do is end up over breathing for a long period of time. But that's just really increasing the space. It's opening. It's like blowing a balloon up a little bit further. Shake out. Shake your legs out if you need to shake your legs out. Now we've done that little move, go back to your belly, ribs, chest. So hand on the belly, just below the belly button. Now we've created a little bit more space, a little bit more movement through the ribs and the spine. This is just natural breathing. So see if you can just feel that extra little bit of space, that extra little bit of ease in the breath. So as you breathe in, belly, ribs and chest, and then that head just balancing on the top. As you breathe out, keep nice and tall, let everything soften. Soften the chest, soften the belly. Keep the knees soft as well. Natural breathing. What you might find is when we're thinking of natural breathing, because you're focusing on the breath will change. So it may slow down a bit. So again, it's making sure that you don't deliberately control it. See what happens. This is the hardest bit. We always want to do something. You can put your hands on your belly and your chest. That's what you're doing. Now just bring the hands onto the side of the ribs. Again, we're just creating awareness. Feel how the side of the ribs respond to the breath in and the breath out. If this starts to create tension in the shoulders, just fold your arms, just so you're bringing awareness to the side of your ribs. And I'm just thinking back to one of our lunch and learns. Sheila did the resistance band. So if you have a resistance band, then you can put that around the ribs area. Again, just to bring awareness to that area. In Qigong, this area here is called your Qi belt. Wonder why. And then bring awareness to the back of the body, so the kidney area. You might want to just give it a little bit of a knock. And then bring the breath into the area, the back of the body. A little bit of bend in the knees. And you can still feel that subtle wave as you breathe in as well. Coming up the spine, lengthening through the crown. And then just rest the arms by the side. Step in again, just take a moment just to balance. Let the shoulders relax. Another good way, because feeling the breath in the back of the body is often quite challenging because we don't focus on the back of our body a lot. So a really nice stance to use to be actually bring the breath into the back of the body, or bring more awareness to the breath of the back of the body. So I'll show you from the side. So again, comfortable supported stance with the legs, a little bit of softness in the knees. Imagine you've got a big fit ball holding in front of you here. So you're holding a ball, so your arms are soft, your elbows are soft here, the shoulders are relaxed. So watch, we got no tension in the shoulders. So there's the breath in the front of the body. So if we want to bring attention to the breath in the back of the body, guess what we do? We just slide those arms back, the same position. And what you might want to do here is just tuck the pelvis ever so slightly. So watch we're not in this position. So still keep the tall spine, tuck the pelvis ever so slightly. Watch we don't get the shoulders hiking up here, and just bring that fit ball behind the body. And now visualize breathing into this area here, into your kidney areas in the back of the body. Keep lifting through the crown. I noticed my head started to go like this then, so lift through the crown. And breathe into the back of the body. Massaging all of the organs, the kidneys. So the heart has beats, so that can pump blood around, but think the kidneys are filtering blood and everything, so you want to actually massage all the organs with the diaphragm, with the breath. If you start to get tight in the shoulders or the neck, then just take a little break on that. So we're not pulling the shoulders back, we're not forcing the shoulders back. Just breathe into the back of the body. And then just take a little break. Come back to balance. Let's go back to our wave breathing, bearing in mind those areas now that we've just explored, side of the ribs and the back of the body. So still, you can still pop your hand on belly and chest, but it's not just up the front of the body when we're breathing in. When you feel the breath in this area, it's this chi belt area, this band around the middle of the body. So just step out to a comfortable supported position. Just tune in with the breath to start off with. So you're feeling it belly, ribs and around the back of the body, chest, crown of the head. And just visualize the spine waving and extending upwards. Imagine as you breathe in, you're just air circulating through each of those vertebrae to make you taller. Space between the vertebrae, space in the rib cage. And now we're going to deliberately increase the volume of air. So there we were just breathing natural volume, breathing in through the nose, and then you can breathe out through the mouth, and you can have a little extra push at the bottom or a little bit of extra air out. So, and then again just let the breath flow in, belly, ribs, chest, and then out. So we're slowing the breath but creating a greater volume. Fuller breath in. And then fuller breath out. And squeeze that extra little bit of air at the bottom. 2 more like that. With belly, ribs, chest. And then out. So almost like you're squeezing that extra bit out at the end. 1 more. Wave breathing. And then rest there. So again, 2 different ways. First of all, we're just checking and noticing the breath. And then we're increasing the volume. Again, at the breathwork shop on Saturday, Jared asked, what do you mean by a fuller breath? It's just taking a greater volume in. What you may have noticed on this one is you're really tempted to go and pull everything up here, but it's the idea of keeping the shoulders down and letting all of this, the rib cage, expand, create space around the back to the side, and keeping those shoulders relaxed. So not using those accessory muscles too much to hike the shoulders up. So play around with that one because it's a really nice one just to tune into. Okay, just bring the feet together. And I'll just give you perhaps a minute or so actually on your own just to tune into your bamboo in the wind. If anybody's new to this class, then we're taking our feet close together, popping both hands or palms over the lower abdomen, so you're just below the belly button, anchoring the breath at this point, lifting and lengthening the spine. So a nice visualization from Qigong is connecting to the earth through the feet, connecting to the sky through the crown of the head. And if it's comfortable for you, just close your eyes and allow the body to find its natural structural balance. So you may feel yourself swaying side to side a little bit, forwards and back, or even in a circular motion or a spiral motion. But you don't have to do anything. And then just let the breath come back to balance too. Lifting and lengthening, connecting to the sky through the crown of the head, and connecting to the ground, the earth through the feet. Breath just natural, light, soft, easy, and anchored in this center point just below the abdomen, the navel. And then on the next in-breath at the top of the inhale, if you had your eyes